best.
Maybe she's the curator.
This is Fiona. That's Fiona, is it? It seems like an ice cream. Jesus. Seems like an ice cream.
I should try and be very good at etiquette. I hope I'm right here. I just wasn't supposed to. We'll have the Lady Deputy Mayor Kathleen Letton to open proceedings, and then followed by Mary, if you don't mind, and then we'll followed by keep the best water or wine.
Thank you very much indeed, guests and friends. It gives me great pleasure to attend here today. It's such a historical building. It's been active and been in use for the last 150 years, and has been. It was originally owned by the Perry family, who also gave us a park. So it's such a very historical time, and it's great to see it in use, in a continued use, and active all the time up to right now, because so many things have fallen into disrepair. So it's all credit due to Una, who's really done this single-handedly. I know, but sorry, I shouldn't include John as well. Sorry, John. I'm very used to standing up to the women that I have to singly. But she's done tremendous work here, and saw the opportunity. It was a popular theme, and has gone for it, and has done a huge amount of work. And it's very successful. It's a great testimony to her, and it's great to have Malachy here. He's the reason for all of this happening, and it's great to see him come back and to remember that Roden Street was just a memory, even though it might be, fairly, well, maybe times unhappy, but it's still good that he's come back. He hasn't forgotten his roots, and we're very glad to have him, and I have great pleasure in opening this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Council.
First of all, I'd like to thank Una and the committee for inviting us here today, us being a member of the Limerick County Council, and it's a great pleasure to be able to attend and to congratulate you, Una, and all the committee on the fantastic work that has gone into putting this very valuable new tourist attraction for Limerick City together and in this place, in this very appropriate and historical, as Kathleen said, building. A lot of people come to Limerick to take the Frank McCourt trail and to see where Frank McCourt was from and to see what he wrote about. But to be honest, and I said it to Kathleen upstairs, to actually see the rooms as they were with the coats on the beds is far more descriptive than reading any page of any book or seeing any movie, because it really brings it home to you what life was like at the time. Of course, it's a great pleasure for me to meet Malachy and to have my picture taken with him in the chamber pot. I hope Liam Burke will give me a copy of that, Malachy, and it'll certainly take pride in place in my year's thing. So,
that's no shit.
I didn't weave that language into my presentation, but I'm glad of the retort. So thank you very much for your invitation. Can I wish you, Una, and all the committee every success at the building and the museum, and to say that if a Limerick County Council can be of any assistance in any way, now that the city and the county are going to be moving forward together, we'd only be too delighted to. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. I'll help you out. I don't think this man needs any introduction.
I usually, thank you, Una. I usually like to speak extempore, but for some reason I felt that I might leave out something, and so I wrote down a few thoughts I had here, and so it starts with Limerick friends and fellow blow-ins, because we're not really Limerick unless you came before the Danes, and we came very late, frankly, myself, and I have here the perfect cure for insomnia, which is speech thanking everyone in sight. No, but it's too early for bed, so I'll keep it as lively as I can. Now, much credit is due to Una for her tenacity and for establishing this memorial place to our brother Frank, whose spirit never left this place, Leamy School, and will always linger here one way or another. And to see various friends here as well, Eric Lynch, who was at our school, and to see Jerry Lillis, and to see Bill Whelan came down from Dublin, and Marie Costello from Jamesborough, and when you start here, Michael O'Donnell, who does the tour, and to have start anyway, really I do thank you for coming. Now Frank wanted to be remembered as a teacher, not as of facts, not of figures, not of grammar, not of punctuation, but of love of words. And he hoped that no child would ever despair of being able to rise out of any desperate situation. So he hoped that all children would be blessed with hope, and that if there is a God, that it is a God of hope. Now, many times the axiom, the prophet is never given honour in his own land, is quite axiomatic. And that happened here in Limerick to Brother Frank. People who were never born when he was around criticised him. People who were not there criticised him. People who never knew want or hunger or the humiliation of poverty called him a liar. Well, you have to walk a mile in somebody's shoes to know what kind of a life they had, or what they felt, or what they led. So, and did the question arose then, did Frank McCourt hate Limerick? Well, he once said that Limerick is in my bones, just like my marrow, and it will always be there. So in his own way, he loved this city. And it is exasperating, with all the concomitant virtues and all its failures. And the lad who wrote Limerick is a Lady might write another song. And it has its snobs, with tuppence halfpenny looking down on tuppence. It has its uproarious wits. It has its vicious gossip. It has compassion, generosity and decency. It has its savagery and crime and cruelty. And it has the best and greatest love of music and song and love of words unequaled, and despite some massive institutional failures of church, educational, government and charity, the human spirit and the thirst for knowledge and the coming of the Carnegie Library here saved many of us from the darkness of despair and ignorance. So this Frank McCourt Museum is not and will not be a place of dead things, of dead thinking, but a place of inspiration where people leaving will say, I too can dream. I too can encourage children. I too can sing. I too can write. I too can dance. And I can breathe and love a sunrise or a sunset. And I too can tell a story. Una Heaton has asked the spirit of Frank McCourt to live here, and just like you, remember you can rise from the ashes. And whether fame comes to you, may all your dreams come true, and may you never stop singing. So on behalf of the McCourt family, Mike, Alfie, Diana, Cormac, who's here, my granddaughter Adriana, myself, and my brother Frank, Gora, Mila, Mom, a good, and live every day as if it's going to be your last, because one day you'll be right. So, Frank, welcome to your new Limerick home, Frank McCourt, and may you always be here, keeping it open, So I now declare the Frank McCourt Museum open and alive for everyone. Thank you. Always taught us a great old song which you all know. I am not the singer, and I will now prove it. Oh, barefoot days, when we were just a couple of kids, barefoot days, oh boy, the things we did. Oh, we'd go down to a shady old knoll, and with the bends in for a hole, we'd fish all day, fish all night, but the darn old fish refused to bite. Then we'd slide down some old cellar door, slide and slide till our pants got torn. Then we'd have to go home, stay in our bed till mother got busy with the needle and thread. Oh boy, what joy we had in barefoot days. Oh,
I'm very emotional today because this is a stupid thing to say, a dream come true. It is a dream come true because I met my husband John about, what, a year? 60 years ago. And I actually worked across the way. In fact, Bill Whelan, who is here today, Bill, he got me my first studio because I worked in Monaghan Enterprise across the way. And I always admired this building. I thought, what a dream building this was, right? Little did I think that John, my husband's father, bought this in 1956. And it was closed as a school from Limerick School in 1952. And he turned it into a Crescent clothing factory. And through the years, it developed different businesses and things. And then John's dad sold out the business and handed it over to John and Cameron. And space then became available here. And I turned this into an art gallery with the help of Maria, which is brilliant. Maria, I name everybody else in a few minutes, but Maria is the artist and she's absolutely brilliant. Support is fantastic. I should really start from the beginning thanking so many people, but I'll do that in a minute. But I just saw the space available and I said, I'd like to put a gallery to bring in some artists to hang up their work and let it be free for them to hang up work and let them take 100%. who were part of a group, like a co-op. But that didn't really work because artists being artists fall away, or have more ideas and others, or, so we fell apart that way. Very amicably, very friendly, so I saw the thing, I'm going to go keep Frank's memory, because I think Frank did a lot. I don't care what people say. I think Frank put Limerick on the map for lots of good reasons, because he told the story of how he lived it, a bit artistically. So what? I think artists are brilliant, because without them, how we do our river dance, how we do now, all these brilliant people. And I think it's the spirit that keeps us alive, and Frank's spirit is here today. I know we've got very emotional there, Malachy, but 2 days' time it'll be 2 years past. And I think Frank was a brilliant man, and I just wanted to do something special. And by degrees, I had a school desk in, I had another school desk in, and John, my husband, said, what the flip is going on here? So I eventually turned it into a classroom. Then I decided there was another room upstairs, so turned it into a bedroom and a kitchen. And people have been brilliant, bringing in pots and pans and old army coats. Jerry Lillis rang me, and I was in America on the television program, saying he had the army coat. Will I drop it up to you? I said, I'm in New York. Yeah, I'll drop it up to you. So, I mean, there's fantastic stories, and I'm very honoured to be part of a story for Limerick that will bring something positive. Maybe tourists to Limerick may come in and spend money and come and see our place, what we've got to offer. And some people come in here and they're very nostalgic about it because it brings them back. So be proud of our past and let's face a good future. And I want to thank Lady Deputy Mayor Kathleen Ledden, Deputy County Mary Harty, am I right?
No, she's
Chairman. So, I hear it up, beg your pardon, see, I get it all wrong. And Deputy Willie O'Dea, great. And of course Billy Whelan, who's a great friend. And I have to thank everybody. Dorothy has to take a bow. Dorothy is absolutely brilliant. Pat, Karen, there's Joyce, Chris Joyce, Michael O'Donnell, who is fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Richard Lynch putting us on the map, absolutely brilliant, Rich, believing in us, right? And I want to thank Joyce and Louise and Ronia, and where's Ollie? Ollie has a pub somewhere in Chumibara. Ollie Hayes, and wasn't your man, President Obama recently said, Australia, we're going to do it, okay? And we now have Joyce to read two lines. Joyce? Is Joyce there?
Joyce here.
Joyce Walsh, please come outside.
Joyce? We've done everything right. And thank everybody for coming so far. My friends from Dublin, Jenny and Will and Brian and Anne, and from Belfast. And Joyce is going to read lines from Angie's Ashes.
Now, how can I follow all of that? This is going to be a nice short little piece. Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
Now, this is on a Saturday morning, and Mum has got up and had breakfast. And she says, on a Saturday morning, Mum finishes her tea and says, you're going to dance. Dance? Why? You're 7 years old, you've made your first communion, and now it's time for the dancing. I'm taking you down to Catherine Street to Mrs. O'Connor's Irish dancing classes. You'll go there every Saturday morning, and that will keep you off the streets, and that will keep you from wandering around Limerick with hooligans.
I forgot to thank the Enterprise Board who've been very helpful to us as we're coming on board, and Shannon Development and the Heritage Crowd, Aoife and Una, who have been incredible. Right? You've been brilliant. Thanks a million. You believe in us. Right? And we will get there. And last but not least, Porrick Brannock, Press Porrick. This is like one for everybody in the audience. This has actually been brought out in Irish. Right? Angela, translated by brilliant Professor Porrick Brannock. Right? And it's been launched in New York and here. And Dominic Taylor is the brains behind it all. And Pat Carl is really putting us on the map. It's fantastic. So I can't, my husband, who's been brilliant, patience, fantastic. We now have Ollie. Where's Ollie?
Mr. Oliver Hayes, please, to the top of the class.
Your presence is requested. I hope we're going to do everything. Okay? All right. Thank you, Ollie. We finished with this song. This is Ollie. Ollie Hayes, who's the couple to be married as well.
Well, you'll all be the judges.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love is like a flower, and you, its only seed. Some say love is a hunger, an endless aching need. I say love is like a flower, and you, its only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking. afraid of waking, but never takes a chance. It's the one who won't be waiting, but cannot seem to give. It's the soul afraid of dying, but never learns to live. When the night has been too lonely and the road has been too long, if you feel that love is only for the lucky and the strong, but remember in the winter, far beneath the bitter snow, lies a sheet that with its sun love in the spring becomes what a rose.
Out there, right? And we have the museum online now, so you can go online, thanks to Pat Carl, and hope you bring in all your friends and the tourists, right? Tell everybody about it. Thanks, Malachy, again.